Good day! So in today's video, we're gonna talk about the first episode of that classic show featuring that witchy woman from Riverdale, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch! And I guess the first cartoon appearance of all her friends and stuff like that. So, alright, let's go!
Alright, so we start off in the Spellman home, where after a quick little magic battle with her cat Salem and her aunt Hilda, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, meets up with her boyfriend Harvey to hang out at that classic Riverdale teenage hangout spot, Pop's Chocolate Shop. But they're hanging out with their friend and third wheel, Ophellia. And Ophelia is in a deep high school drama depression because her love interest, Spencer, has not asked her out to the big dance on Saturday. You know, Harvey and Sabrina are going to the dance together. What the hell is wrong with Spencer? Well, turns out Spencer doesn't want to go to no damn dance. Not with Ophelia, not with anybody, man. He doesn't care about that. Spencer is like totally busy. He's training to join the Riverdale table tennis team. He has plans. So, you know, his mind is made up, and I guess, well, that's the end of the episode. Well, nope. Screw you, Spencer, and your life's ambitions. Sabrina, you know, wants her friend Ophelia to be happy and to get what she wants, right? So Sabrina, using her magic, she decides to control Spencer. And now, under her spell, Spencer goes back to Ophelia and starts throwing her some compliments. You know, even unbeknownst to him as to why he's doing it. But this totally freaks Spencer out, and like the magic doesn't stop there. Even while they are attending Riverdale High School, Spencer is trying to avoid Ophelia. But yet again, Sabrina is like, no, you're gonna go hang out with her. And she magically makes Spencer chase Ophelia. Which, yet again, you know, completely freaks him out. He doesn't know what's happening to him. He is clearly distraught. Like, totally tripping out, right? Like, even to the point where he hides himself from Ophelia. He stuffs himself into a locker. But he can't even do that because Sabrina exposes him again. So with all these weird happenings happening in his school's principal, Mr. Weatherby, asks Sabrina, like, if she's seen anything really weird happening, you know, or if he is just tripping out, you know? Students flying in the air or, like, mud puddles disappearing. But as any good operative knows, you know, if someone is asking too many questions and getting too close to the truth, you need to use some magic and make him go away. Which she does, and, well, he does. But speaking of school, like, the school day is finally over. Spencer is so relieved, right? He's not around Ophelia or anyone. He's gonna lock himself in his room, in his house, you know, for the rest of the day. And just try to deal with what the hell was happening throughout the whole day. He even gets his two dogs, Hot Dog Jr. and Chili Dog, to, like, you know, guard the place, right? But, well, you know, why would peace of mind and privacy, you know, stop Sabrina? So after a quick magical home invasion, she gets Spencer to leave the house and actually go over to Ophelia's house to officially ask her out to the big dance. Which he does! Against his will! Like, my God! I hope you still make the table tennis team, man. Or, like, if maybe Sabrina can help you join that team, you know, at this point after ruining all your training. Like, jeezy. So now Harvey, Sabrina, Ophelia, and Spencer are all at this big dance. So it should all be good, right? Well, nope. Ophelia is totally depressed again! And why is that? Because she doesn't know how to dance. Oh my God, right? Like, all of that work for nothing! Nothing! So again, Spencer is trying to flee the scene that he clearly doesn't want to be in. But we cannot have that from happening now, can we? No! You are here to dance, Spencer, whether you like it or not! And so, yet again, through the power of magic, Spencer, who doesn't know how to dance, magically teaches Ophelia how to dance. And, well, I guess everyone technically has a good time because they have no choice. Hooray! And with that is the end of this magical tale.
Yeah, you know, that was a pretty interesting episode, hey? I do have a little bit of mixed feelings on it. Like, it is kind of cool that Sabrina has all these magic powers and she tries to help out her friends in that, right? But, you know, on the other hand, man, like, Spencer didn't want to do any damn thing that he was forced to do, man. Like, holy jeezy. He just wants to play table tennis. Like, just let him be. And the fact that he got more and more distraught as the episode went on, man. Like, the dude was traumatized. He was literally crying at the end of the episode, you know? Like, oh my god. Just let him play games, man. Just let him play games. You know, maybe if they were a little more subtle about things, it wouldn't be so bad, you know? Like using magic to make Spencer notice Ophelia a little bit more and slowly kind of, in a way, kind of make him make his own mind that he wants to go on a date with her, you know? Not so damn ham-fisted of, boom, you're dancing, fool! But that seems to be kind of a personality thing with Sabrina, right? Like, subtlety is not her thing. She is a witch living in Riverdale, and she really does not want to expose the fact that she is a witch. But then she goes out of her way to basically try to expose herself at every time she uses magic. She's about as subtle as a dead fish in a fired up furnace, you know? Kinda like Ron Weasley, right? He's supposed to be really subtle with magic, make sure the muggles don't notice anything, and then he takes a flying car into town to pick up Harry Potter. Subtlety. But it is what it is, right? Everybody just passes off all these weird happenings as, meh, must have been the weather or something. Even though all these weird happenings kind of surround around Sabrina and her family, you know, but no, it must have been something I just seen something I shouldn't have. But, you know, at the end of it, still it was, you know, a pretty funny kind of fun cartoon. I did feel bad for Spencer, but beyond that, you know, good times, man, yeah. So if you haven't ever seen this episode, you know, check it out. Check out the whole darn series while you're at it, because yeah, man, Archie-related stuff is beauty. And speaking of that, we got a whole lot of things, you know, behind the scenes to talk about with Sabrina and all that other kind of stuff and whatnot over here.
Okay, yeah, Sabrina and her friends. Woo! So I may have or may not have told you guys a little lie when I said Sabrina's friend's first cartoon appearance was in this featured cartoon. Let me explain. So there was a TV special called Archie and His New Pals, which debuted in 1969. So that was the first cartoon appearance of Sabrina, Salem the cat, and Harvey. Right, like Sabrina was a main character in that special. She had lines, she interacted with a whole lot of people. Even her cat, Salem, had a whole bunch of kind of going on there, so sure, he was fully introduced in that special as well. And even Harvey had a couple of lines when he first met Sabrina, so that's all kind of cool and hip, right? But then for the other characters, like Ophellia, Spencer, Hot Dog Jr., and Chili Dog, you know, they did technically appear in that TV special, but if you didn't know who they were, man, you wouldn't have known, right? They were basically just faces in the crowd. And this TV special was jam-packed with faces in the crowd, like you've seen the entire student body of Riverdale High. Many of those characters multiple times, including Spencer and Ophelia. So sure, they were there, you know, but really, you could have picked any face in the crowd to be fully developed into any of Sabrina's friends, right? But they had no lines, no interactions with any other characters, you know, they were just flat out extras. Heck, Jeff and Linda had more screen presence than those two. Huh, you know, even Hot Dog Jr. and Chili Dog were just there just because, right? But that TV special was meant to be basically the setup for this Sabrina TV series. So, I guess Filmation knew exactly who these characters were and who they will become. But still! So does a random, you know, walking in the background count as a first appearance? It's up to you to decide. Although for this featured episode, it was the first cartoon appearance of Aunt Hilda. So she first appeared in Archie's Madhouse, number 19, in 1962. But she was only known as Hilda the Witch. She would not be known as Aunt Hilda until Sabrina first debuted, and she started to make a splash, so they figured, you know, let's make this Hilda the Witch character be incorporated into the Sabrina kind of story, and then, you know, it's all good, right? Which they did, so that's all kind of neat with her, right? So for the other characters who had speaking lines for the first time in this featured episode, let's take a look at them. Ophelia, which this is also kind of a maybe, may not be. Oy, comic book history, man. She is a cruel mistress sometimes. But there was a character named Ophelia Glutenschnabel who first appeared in Archie Comics number 58 in 1952. But it is kind of a funny thing with that Ophelia character. She only made a handful of appearances hither and thither, and each time she did appear, she pretty much had a different look. And for the other characters, I did do some kind of scouring, man, but holy jeez, kind of hard to find them. So if I'm wrong on this, let me and everyone else know. But Spencer, Hot Dog Jr., and Chili Dog looked to have first appeared in Archie's TV Laugh-Out #2 in 1969. Actually, in that issue, we also seen Harvey's crazy random hot rod for the first time, but it's a pretty interesting car, Also, the Ophelia, who looks like the Ophelia in this cartoon, was in that comic issue. And well, I guess not much else to those characters. Even though these new characters are exactly that, new characters, they are also quite familiar. So if we look at them, like Harvey, he is pretty similar to Archie. He's a loyal friend, a good-natured guy who can be really clumsy and accident-prone. Ophelia is kind of like Ethel Muggs. She is constantly chasing somebody who doesn't want to date, and she may not be as glamorous as some of her other female friends. Spencer is pretty similar to Jughead, with his appetite, not being interested in dating or anything like that, and, walks around with a pretty fancy hat. Although, albeit not as lazy as Jughead, Ophelia and Spencer have a relationship that is similar to that of Ethel and Jughead. And Hot Dog Jr., Hot Dog, come on, But still, they are a pretty groovy gang, right? So it is pretty awesome to see them. And for the show itself, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, right? So if we go into the offices of Filmation back in the 1960s, they had a huge hit on their hand with The Archie Show. The show is going awesome, the music from it is going awesome, but like any good TV company, they know they need to tell more stories with different characters. Keep things fresh, So they went back to the Archie universe, for a little bit more characters. Filmation, they really liked the Sabrina the Teenage Witch character from the comic books, and they were also really big fans of shows like Bewitched. They did want to do a witch kind of a base show like that, but they weren't sure what kind of characters to use, so when they stumbled upon Sabrina, they were like, boom, man, there's our answer, let's do it. At that point, Sabrina was still pretty new in the comics, right? She did have a pretty faithful following and was slowly becoming more popular, but Archie Comics was like, man, you guys want to make a show about her? Like, are you sure? Like, she's still relatively unknown, But Filmation said yes! Which was awesome because after the show, man, Sabrina hit comic book superstardom. And it was awesome for Archie Comics as well because you had a second show that featured, a whole bunch of Archie comic characters, which is great, right? Because, the more Archie stuff, the better. You already had the Archie show with Archie's gang, now you have the Sabrina show with Sabrina's gang, and that would eventually pave the way for Josie and the Pussycats later on, and I guess to this day we're still waiting for a cartoon show featuring that Wilkin boy. And I guess Little Jinx, technically. But other than that, for this featured cartoon, you're all caught up with everything, so hooray! And so, with this, that, those, and the other things, I guess let's play it. Also, if you guys are interested, I created my own superhero show and I have the first episode out already. The Adventures of the Density. So if you guys would like to check it out, I'll have a link above here and a link at the end of the video for you to peruse there. Yeah, right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so, or anything else, just to say hi, that's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.